Welcome everyone to Coffee with a Codex. My name is Dot Porter. I am the curator in the Schoenberg Institute for Manuscript Studies. I'm the University of Pennsylvania Library's Kislak Center for Special Collections, Rare Books and Manuscripts. Once a week, I come on Zoom, and what I usually do is I take a book off the shelf in our collection, and we do just a 30-minute informal show and tell. But I'm in Leeds today, and in Leeds, they have a fantastic coin collection, and they also have a fantastic coin librarian in Lucy Moore, who's here with us. So Lucy Moore is Associate Curator of Numismatic and Object Collections in Cultural Collections and Galleries at the University of Leeds Libraries. And as you can see, she has some coins from the collection. So today it is coffee and coins. And without further ado, I'm going to pass it along to Lucy.
Perfect.
Lucy, welcome.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much for getting in touch, Dot, and flexing from codices to coins.
Not a problem.
So one of the reasons I was really delighted to join Dot was because part of my job is to get as many people as possible to know that there is a coin collection in Leeds. Because not many people think, if you're going to go and look at coins, that they should go to a library in the north of England, which is logical. It's logical. But we do have a fantastic collection of up to 20,000 coins from all periods and all areas kind of the globe, from ancient Greek to modern material up to, well, I don't know, is the 1990s still considered modern material? I don't know, but our collection, it's pretty modern, in our terms. So I've got a selection of coins for us to have a look at that are broadly medieval. Some focus on Yorkshire, and then others focus kind of on our more kind of like global collection. And some have been displayed as well as part of the IMC. So I'm not sure where you think would be good to start, Dot.
Or if we start local and then move out. But first, I want to start with everyone. We're wearing gloves. And if you've been here before, we sometimes say we don't wear gloves because you don't wear gloves when you handle most rare books. These aren't books. So why are we wearing gloves?
Yeah, so this is a great question. I'll be honest, it is, it is kind of discussed within the world of like coin specialists, should you be wearing gloves, should you not be wearing gloves? But when I started my role, we had a discussion internally, and we also had some advice from a conservator who'd worked on our collection. And I think there's a general trend increasingly for people to wear gloves whenever they go and visit. And one of the reasons our conservator gave was particularly when you have a historic collection, so one that's been through the hands of many different collectors over, I think, our earliest cabinet was has a end date of 1763. So that's, 350 years of frightening chemicals to be used to preserve things. So the conservator that we got advice from was like, you should wear gloves. Like, you just don't know what's there. And also coins are dirty. Like, they are surprisingly dirty, even when they're in a collection. I've had noticed in previous roles where I'd not had to wear gloves that my fingertips would be quite dirty at the end of the day. So kind of wearing gloves also kind of keeps my hands clean.
Great.
But yeah, so that's why we're wearing gloves. So if we start local, actually, maybe we'll start. Can we start with the coin that first got me interested in coinage?
Yes, that's great.
So it is a small one. And if I get my torch back on, that might help.
We've been playing around with the best way to get it in focus.
Okay.
There you go. Almost. I think maybe if you move this.
Aha. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna, So I don't know if anyone, I'm just watching Dot's screen while I get it in focus. I'm learning so much from this, like.
There.
Come on.
There he is.
Yeah, okay. So I want it to go really nice. Okay, well, it's very small, as you can see, this coin. It's silver.
I think maybe if it was like,
Yeah,
yeah.
let's try.
Sorry, this is very experimental.
There.
It's again, I think it's your phone.
Yeah.
Can you just move everything else out of the way because it keeps trying to focus on whatever's behind.
Okay. Okay, that looks good. So can you see like a tiny face on this coin in the middle?
Face.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's little tiny faces around it where it looks like kind of like dots in circles. So this is one of the first coins that I fell in love with. It's an 8th century skeet from Britain. So I don't know how familiar people are, but coinage in Britain started with these kind of larger gold thrimses, and then there was kind of a change in the coinage in the late 7th, 8th, and then into the 8th century into these small silver coins. So on the one side, you've got this kind of like head of Woden with kind of these other faces around. But what really kind of captured me when I was at university doing my undergraduate degree, and just bear with, yeah. So it's a peacock. So you can perhaps see the little tail kind of here. I just know where my finger is. Yeah, yeah. And these, so one of the things with the skeets with the shatters was that they were produced both internationally, so lots that were produced in Netherlands and that were traded across the North Sea, but also they were produced quite locally. And this type, with the peacock, this was produced in the Southampton area of Britain, so right on the south coast. And I just found this so captivating. I love the figure. I love how it's very reminiscent of some of the stone sculpture of the period. And I had never thought either on this scale artistically, or in this kind of sort of like quite sort of symbolic way either. So as a student, this just blew my tiny mind. So I love them, and it's this kind of like little world into what people were kind of holding in their hands, 1,200 years ago.
It's a long time ago.
It's a long time ago, yeah. And these don't have writing on them, but it is a different kind of like visual literacy that people clearly have. And it just gives you this kind of insight into like, well, this was how people's imaginations were working, and obviously it had relevance for people at the time. So this is my indulgent coin that I love. Okay,
so I'll bring the tray back.
Yeah, perfect. I think this system will work.
Yeah.
Great. So then if we head into, yeah, this should work. Okay. I'm just going to get it, spin it around. Okay. Thanks so much for your patience, everybody online. Okay. Just trying to get it.
There.
Oh, okay. So this, let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Is that another face?
No, this is not a face. So this is a coin of red wolf. So this is from the 8th century, and this is from Northumbria. So
I do see letters on
yeah. Sorry, not 8th century, 9th century. Sorry, we've skipped 100 years ahead. But in doing multiple things, my brain was like, what is a century? So basically, and this is also what I'm doing my PhD on. So this is the type of coin that I'm focusing on my PhD. So the shatters, the skeets, they're being used throughout the 8th century until we get the kind of the coinage reforms of East Anglian kings and of Offa. But in Northumbria, in the north of Britain, they continue with this small shape. But even though it looks silvery on screen, it's actually made of copper alloy. And this particular coin is a coin from the King Red Wolf. who I don't know how familiar people are with 9th century Northumbrian history. It's, there's a lot of usurpation of thrones. There's people being kings being killed by Scandinavians, of whom one is Redwulf. So his death at the hands of Vikings is recorded in the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle. But what's really interesting is that until coins with his name on were found, like these, there was doubt as to whether he was a real king. Yeah, exactly. So I love this coin, and he produced quite a lot of rain. His reign was probably 6 months.
Oh, not long at all.
Not long. So you've got a central cross,
Yeah.
and then around it says Red Wolf.
Yeah,
R
I see
E.
the
Yeah.
R on the sort of on the
Yeah.
right, like at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, yeah.
V is 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And V is like 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then there's the V.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So I love these coins because of that kind of like it proved the existence of a ruler, but
Right.
also this is a period of coinage that's very vibrant. There are thousands of dies known, and the coinage itself was probably in the millions. So it's a lower denomination, so it's a lower value coinage, but it's being used at a very high rate. And this king, who was king for 6 months, clearly, knew that he had to make money, knew that he had to transfer wealth. So it shows that there's a lot of kind of like movement and portability of wealth going on. And there is, I mean, the assumption is that he only coined once he was king, but there's not necessarily anything to stop him coining kind of as part of that process of usurping the throne. So that's a bit of an unanswered question. But I love these. Anyway, we'll look at what else was going on in other parts of Britain, perhaps. So thanks, Dot.
You're welcome.
Okay. So let's just almost get there. So I don't know if anyone kind of recognizes this. The O might be a bit of a.
Is that Alpha?
Alpha, yeah. So this is from probably about 50 years before that coin of Red Wolf. And again, this is the Kingdom of Mercia, not Northumbria. But this is this kind of larger flanged silver coinage that replaced those little Anglo-Saxon skeets that I showed you first. It's got his name, Offa Rex. You can just see the X at the end there, and a portrait, which has kind of like got this sort of beaded kind of like headdress crown. Like they're really fun. And then yes, but what I love about this piece, and again, this is the kind of person who likes fantasy, is so in the middle you've got in the name of his moneyer, Almund or Ealmund, and then around it it's a talk. If you can just see like the scales, and then if I can get the heads, they've got they're like wolf faces.
Oh.
Just try and get. Can you just kind of see the jaws a little bit?
Like at the top?
Yeah, like right at the top.
Like facing each other.
Yeah, facing each other. Yeah, so it's not an Ouroboros, but it's kind of like a wolf-headed talk. And again, I just love. I'm sure there's people who know more about the art history of the period than I do, but I just love the fact that this is chosen as kind of like the royal iconography of the time. And shortly after these coins are used, then Offa's really well known for like his reform of coinage. That's kind of one of the things that he's famous for. He moves to a slightly bigger coin, which I'll show you next. How are we doing for time, Dot? I'm aware
We are 15 more minutes.
Oh, okay. I will speed up.
So Amy is asking what the white and yellow discs in the tray are for.
Oh, perfect. So the white discs, these essentially are, so you can't write on a coin like you would with any other kind of object, like the number. So the different discs, so for example, hang on. So if we look at this one, so this has the identification ticket. So that's the number of the coin. So you can go on our coin catalogue look up CC6271, and that will show you the catalogue record for this coin of Canute, in fact.
Yeah, and it looks like the yellow ones are kind of placeholders.
Yeah, exactly. So you want to, because coins can be very high value, you want to, yeah, oh, thanks. Perfect. You want to know exactly how many coins are in a tray at any one time. So if there's any gaps, then you put in little discs like this to say this is meant to be a gap. It's quite ingenious, really. Yeah, and then just so that we know what we're doing, there's a little coffee with a codex note as well and the date. So yeah, you can have that as a souvenir, Dot.
Thank you. All right, so the next coin is the next alpha coin.
Yeah, so but I promised to pick up my pace a little bit. No, you're good. So this again is a coin of Alpha. It's slightly bigger. It's easier to see.
The Alpha Rex.
Yeah. And in the A, it's not super easy to see, but there is a hole. So it's pierced. So it's been hung, but it's not been hung so that people could see Offer, because that would be at 90 degrees. But it has been pierced so that you can see the kind of quatrefoil kind of decoration. And the letters within that are LUL and then a cross. And that's for the money a lull. So I think there's so we don't know when this was pierced, possibly not at the time. So then it's being pierced, to show off this design, probably rather than showing
like as a decorative.
Yeah, something decorative. So yeah, but I love this, and like the kind of, again, sort of the enigma of why certain coins are pierced and certain ones aren't, is really interesting. I'll talk about this one because this is Dot.
I had a question about this.
So this is Dot's favorite. So again, it's very small. I'm just gonna kind of move it around. Okay. So, oh, hang on. Okay, that's a bit better. So can you see maybe a little face in the middle if you squint? So this is a halfpenny of King John. So we've moved into kind of the 12th, 13th century, and I got this out because it's been cut in half. And this is a phenomenon that you see kind of in the sort of more central medieval period, where there's a need for lower denominations than these larger silver pieces. So when the coins are being produced at the mint itself, some of them are cut in half and then are put into circulation. So you've got John's kind of portrait on one side, and then you can just see it says DAV. And that's the money a davy. And although you can't see it very clearly, down here it says ever, which is short for York. So it's one that was minted in York. Thanks, Dot. What was your question about it, Dot?
Oh, I wanted to know why it was cut. When it was cut.
Yeah. So it's not individual people who are making their own small change. It's the mint, exactly. So, oh great. Okay. So we'll get the bling out now.
I love that.
So this is a half rial, and what is visible there is a boat underneath, which I think, and then you might be able to see a shield kind of in the top, and then to the left of the shield it would be Edward IV who's holding it. But it's not so easy. Oh, you can kind of see a figure there. So this is half rial. This was introduced as another kind of invention in the coinage. I was going to try and show you the mint mark. So with these gold coins, let's see how close I can get it before it has a tantrum. So this kind of gold coinage has a series of very small mint marks within the legend. Yeah, so it's a star,
Okay.
but it's on top of a crown, which you can't really see.
Yeah.
But trust me. And that's the combination that was used in York. And then kind of on this side, you've got again another kind of sun in the middle, and then you have a cross with various crowns and lions as well. So it's full of kind of like, yeah, regal symbolism.
It's also a lot bigger. Like
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it made of gold?
Yeah, this is made of gold. So this is not something people will be using every day. This is very much for like elite use. But interestingly, there is like a whole ryle. This is like a half ryle. So there's a bigger version as well. And again, this is this kind of like transferring much larger amounts of wealth between people. So we'll move on.
Sorry, I'm thinking around because I'm afraid my computer's gonna run out of
Oh
I'm trying
no!
to find my plug. I can't find it.
Oh no!
Where it is. I think it will be okay, but just in case.
Okay. Okay, so this one, I think, is perhaps by far the most recognizable. So maybe this is a treat for everybody at home. So this is a testoon of Henry VIII. And this is a type of coin that he introduced during his reign. And I know Dot used this to advertise the event.
I thought it was recognizable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's such a perfect portrait. And you've got kind of sort of the classic imagery on the back of H&R, Amicus Rex, and the Tudor Rose. And it's quite this is often a coin that's often discussed in terms of sort of like the power of the portrait. It's a face-on portrait, which is more unusual, like for this period. So it's kind of very much this kind of like sense of control and power, and watching someone from the past as well.
Yeah, Scott, his eyes are kind of intense.
Yeah,
I was really impressed with.
Yeah. And also like he's not looking his most handsome there.
No,
I think
he's not.
The realism is important. So if we move on to some of the more international things, I think that would be good. And at this point, I will say I don't know very much about some of these coins, so you'll have to. So you may know more about me, and certainly more about some of the periods. But one of the strengths of the collection at Leeds is that we've got a very international collection, kind of as I said before. So this is a dirham from El Andalus, and it was produced by Abd al-Rahman. So it's the first kind of series of his coinage to be produced in the beginning of his dynasty. And I think certainly in British education, we don't learn about medieval Islamic history at all. So I'm always like at Great Plains when I talk to my students to say, there is this huge other, wealth of medieval material that we can look at. And although, for the era that I work in the 9th and 10th century, there's a lot of Vikings are bringing a lot of dirhams, a lot of cut silver in. So there is the I don't need to tell this audience, but the global movement of wealth that's being portrayed is it's astounding. And I just think they're beautiful, like as well. Yeah.
So was this collected from the Middle East, or was this in said that about
Just let me consult. So I think with this one we don't know. So with our collection, it's mostly material that's been through the hands of many collectors. So it's not an archaeological collection. So, and once, as I'm sure it's the same with like manuscript collection and book collection, collectors don't necessarily always keep their provenance. So our collection was founded on a cabinet that the guy who owned it died in 1763. And I think this is one of the coins from that cabinet. So when we were talking that long ago, you just won't know where. He probably didn't know where it was coming from. Somebody
yeah. Here's a coin.
He was like, I love it. Yeah. And then this is a coin. So I was looking for kind of curious things to show Dot, and I will be perfectly honest about that. And I was looking and I was thinking, and I saw that we had some medieval coins from Hungary, and I was like, I didn't know, like I didn't know anything about this. So this is it kind of looks, maybe you can see the writing on it, kind of looks quite Arabic. So again, it's like it's imitating a dirham, and this is from the 12th century. And I will just check the name. Hang on, where's my list gone? Bear with me, everybody. I didn't write it down. That's embarrassing. Sorry. Anyway, 12th century Hungary, there are these imitative kind of like dirhams. It's not silver, it's copper alloy. And one of the things, as I was researching this, although I didn't put it in my notes, but people were sort of saying, oh, we actually don't know the where and the when and the why of this particular ruler, minting these imitative coins. There was a kind of question mark. Is it something to do with the Crusades? But there was no kind of like definitive answer. So if anyone's got a kind of graduate who's interested in this period and interested in coins, that's definitely like a question that I couldn't see an answer to. And yeah, again, it's got the Arabic writing.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah, and again, it's that kind of like, different cultures meeting, and but also the utility. You don't imitate a coin unless you're certain someone's going to take it.
Right.
So like who is this being exchanged with and why?
Interesting.
Yeah, because it's effort.
Yeah. So we've got like 2 minutes. So
Okay.
You want to pull out the big
Yeah. So this is the final.
I'm very excited about this.
Thank you so much, everybody. So we're going to a totally different side of the world now. So this is what's called Tam Lung money, TAM LUNG, and this is from Vietnam, and this is from the 14th century. It's also known as saddle money because it's kind of shaped like a saddle. It's made of silver, and it's essentially a coin. It has these different kind of markers on it that are Vietnamese characters. And this is a kind of money that I had not come across again until I started working here. And it just made me really reflect on, how global the discipline is and how much there is to learn and know. And it's quite gorgeous.
It's very, I've never seen anything like it. It's very interesting. So going back to the previous coin, Gazwan has a question. Can it be from the Ottomans or maybe traded with the Ottomans?
I mean, potentially, yes. Like, your information is probably even better than mine. But so yeah, but thank you.
Yeah, it makes sense as you said, like who would you be trading with if you're like imitating the money.
But he's also this particular ruler was also imitating Byzantine. Well, he was making Byzantine money. He was making folices, and then also these kind of like So there's multiple trading networks going on. So yeah, well, I'll leave everyone with this final view of Vietnam in the medieval period.
Cool.
And thank you.
Thanks. Are there any more questions? I think it was totally. I will say. It was totally different from anything else that you've looked at. So I hope you all had fun. I had fun. I feel like I learned something new. I got to look at something new. So that was very cool. Thank you, Lucy. And we'll be back next week with 15th century Italian, which is sort of more like what we usually look like or look at. So I hope everybody has a great week. I'm flying home tomorrow, so hopefully I'll be all caught up next week. So thank you, Lucy. Thank you, everyone. And we'll see you again soon.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Come to Leeds. Come and say hello.
Come to Leeds. Come see the coin.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.